Another loss for Shine, this one in the High Court. We'll tell you about it. And we all know about the Budna kidnapping. But what about the time when police kidnapped George Herbert and delivered him to the DEA? That was back in 2004, and now he's back in Belize and suing government for damages. Plus, Hurricane Melissa slammed Jamaica, killing dozens and destroying hundreds of millions in property. But could the storm's impact on insurance premiums spread all the way to Belize? Also, they've got fast food chains like McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken all the way from Flores Petén to tiny St. Lucia. So, why not Belize? Jo Marie Lanza looks for answers. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sheree Culfill,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing continues to upgrade major roads all across the country, providing opportunities and access to our vibrant, productive communities. In the north, the MIDH committed to pave the Chan Pine Ridge Road, answering the cries of our people. Today, that road is positively impacting the lives of residents and transforming the community.
El highway para nosotros es algo bueno, nos gusta y beneficia a la escuela. Como aquí, por ejemplo, mire, en el library cuando no había highway, todo el polvo entraba en los libros, en los shelves, y cada día yo tenía que estar limpiando. Pero ahora, pues cada semana limpio porque no hay mucho polvo. Y para los niños está bien porque ahora pueden pasar si no hay nada de polvo y menos flu. Ahora yo veo en los niños.
Y nos beneficia porque antes para llegar al pueblo llegábamos hasta casi media hora en vehículo porque estaba demasiado feo, pero ahora con este bonito highway que tenemos, ya los que andan en vehículo, 5 minutes lo más, ya llegaron hasta Central Park there in Juan. Los que andan en motorcycle, tal vez 6 minutes. Los que andan en bike, tal vez unos 15 minutes.
80% of the village that normally work at the sugar industry, right? So this road has helped a lot because going to work, they don't have to struggle, like I said, because of the conditions of the road.
Es algo bueno que por fin tenemos highway y estamos bien agradecidos con el ministro.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente. Ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
In Toyota, we think that when you trust the timing of your life, life becomes easy to drive. Easy to connect. Easy to start. Easy to make friends. Easy to enjoy. Because if you can trust in a car that's easy to drive, shine, and fit, life is also easy to live, trust, and enjoy. Easy to drive is to live life with the confidence that only Toyota can provide you. New Toyota Raves. Easy to drive, easy to live.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
The next time you are passing creative marketing at 146 corner of East Colette Canal and Alenby, don't be shy. Come on in.
Welcome to Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
We offer services like graphic designs for logos or banners or any other special request. Get designs printed on t-shirts for sporting events, special events like birthdays, or for your business. Get your polos or dress shirts officially embroidered with logos or business names. For special requests, our sewing department can get you fixed up with custom preferences. Our in-house name brands like Eliani's collection produces uniform dress shirts and blouses for work or school. Our Z-Tech Sportswear produces fisherman shirts and dry fit polos for males or females. Ask about other items. In other departments, we produce customized banners and fin feathers. At Creative Marketing, there's so much more. So next time you're in need, come take a look. Call us at 207-2023, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
Indian restaurant located at 148 Newton Barracks Road in Belize City, saying great authentic Indian cuisine. More space, a VIP area, and better ambience. Visit them at their new location or place your order via WhatsApp to 614-667. Restaurant. Come enjoy a true Indian experience.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, there's another loss for the UDP leader Shine Barrow, but this one is in the High Court. In March of this year, Barrow and his deputy party chairman, Alberto August, challenged the decision of the Elections and Boundaries Commission to permit more than one candidate to identify with the color red on the ballots. That's the color requested by Tracy Panton's faction of the party, and the Elections and Boundaries permitted it. Barrow and August challenged the validity of that decision, requesting leave for judicial review. And today, the decision was handed down by Justice Tawanda Hondora. He dismissed the application for judicial review on the grounds of unreasonable and unexplained delay in prosecuting the matter on the part of Barrow's attorneys. The attorney for Elections and Boundaries, Hector Guerra, outlined his successful argument of the E&B office operating within its powers by assigning the colors.
The Elections and Boundaries Commission, under the Representation of the People's Act, is allowed, before elections are held, is granted the power to allocate colors to various parties. The legislation is plain. It doesn't refer to factions within a party. It refers to political parties. And that is where we say Mr. Barrow was plainly wrong in his argument that the Elections and Boundaries lack the power to, in fact, issue the colors.
And what was the judge's finding in the end?
So the judge's finding focused on two primary points. The first had to do with the mootness of the challenge. The challenge, by the time it came up for hearing, was already moot. So the decision was handed down by the Elections and Boundaries Department on the 25th of February. Mr. Barrow and Mr. August filed a claim for judicial review early March, 3rd of March. They filed the claim but did not prosecute it, did not push it. Of course, elections were held on the 12th of March. The results were that the People's United Party came out victorious, winning 26 of the 31 seats. Despite filing the claim on the 3rd of March, they did not serve it on the Elections and Boundaries Commission and the Attorney General's Ministry until early April. So more than a month had elapsed since the filing of the claim, and of course a significant amount of time had already passed since the general elections were held. But it didn't end there. They then, after being prompted by the judge whether they would continue to pursue the claim in light of the fact that elections were already held, decided that they would then amend the claim in July. So the judge held that in view of those circumstances and the fact that what was being challenged was the use of a color in an election which had already been held, in an election for which results had already been declared, it meant that the claim was entirely moot. That's point number one. And point number two was that the court held that in the circumstances which I just outlined, the claimants were entirely delayed in prosecuting their claim.
But while the application was dismissed basically on a technicality, What about the substantial matter of whether the elections and boundaries can give two candidates the same color on one ballot? Guerra says the case was argued in court.
Arguments were advanced in court that dealt specifically with the point which you just raised, that you're you're not making it clear in terms of which political parties individuals are voting for. But at the end of the day, it's not disputed by any, certainly by Ms. Panton's side, that she is a part of the United Democratic Party.
Barrow was represented by Matthew Morris, while Samantha Matuta and Dimani Burgess appeared for the Attorney General. Who thief Budna? It's a question that continues to perplex the population, and it's not clear if we will ever get the true answer to it. We do know that police are involved, but we still can't say who gave the order and who paid to have it done. But what really happens when the state abducts a citizen and delivers him to a foreign country? Well, there's a good example in recent history. Enrique George Herbert, formerly the reputed boss of the George Street Gang, was handed over to the DEA in 2003 without any kind of due process. He served 21 years in jail and was deported back to Belize last year. Well, tonight, he has taken out a lawsuit against the government of Belize for breach of his constitutional rights. Jules Vasquez looks at the court documents which were filed against the government yesterday.
This is the diplomatic note which the United States sent to the Belize Ministry of Foreign Affairs on April 14, 2003, requesting the provisional arrest and extradition of George Herbert for drug smuggling. He was indicted for 2 counts: conspiracy to import cocaine to the United States and the conspiracy to distribute the same. Herbert was then detained by Belize police 11 days later, on the early morning of April 25th. Then Commissioner Carmen Zetina swore in an affidavit that it was in relation to a surge in gang and gun violence. Herbert was held at the Queen Street station. Zetina stated in the same affidavit that on Friday evening, a DEA agent named Vince Williams told him that Herbert and another indicted suspect, Liston McCord, had agreed to voluntarily travel to the United States to face charges. In his affidavit, Herbert says that a group of armed police officers, led by then Inspector Chester Williams, put he and McCord into a mobile on Saturday morning and took them directly to the airport where a jet was waiting. He said he could see senior Belize police officers shaking hands with the DEA agents as they were loaded onto the jet. He said one of the agents then came up to him and said they were now in his custody. In his 2025 affidavit, here's how he puts it. I protested that he had no right to do that and that he was kidnapping me without access to a lawyer or court or to challenge the legality of these actions. The agent said that it was all legal because, quote, your government gave you to us. The agent then forced me onto the plane, which took off at once. After that, he was taken to the U.S., convicted of 11 counts and sentenced to 33 years in prison. He got an early release after 21 years and in an affidavit characterizes those years as, quote, extremely hard. The prisons I was in were dangerous places with violent inmates. Authorities had to transfer me from a couple of prisons because of threats to my life from other prisoners. In this suit, Herbert is now seeking damages from the government because in late 2004, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court found that the government of Belize violated his constitutional rights when it forcibly sent him to the U.S. without any due process. The court also ordered the state to bring Herbert back to Belize, plus hold an inquiry to determine who allowed his kidnapping. The court awarded him $35,000 in damages. The then Musa administration did none of what the court had ordered it to do. So in this new filing, he says, quote, up to now, 22 years later, GOB has not paid me the damages, interest, and costs that the Chief Justice awarded me. Second, GOB never executed the Chief Justice's order to take steps to return me to Belize. Herbert also argues that because the state kidnapped him, he ended up serving many more years in prison. His affidavit says, quote, "If GOB had instead followed the law and had properly extradited me to the U.S., the authorities there would have only been able to try me for the 2 charges under the extradition request. GOB's illegal rendition thus caused my trial on 11 charges rather than 2. Herbert is now seeking damages and vindicatory damages from the government for the violation of his constitutional rights, which led to, quote, "my unlawful U.S. incarceration for 21 years and 3 months." And just as he did in 2004, in 2025, his attorney is Dean Barrow.
Herbert is represented by Barrow, Agassi, Finnegan, and Ben Cooper, a King's Counsel from the UK. We take a break. When we come back, we'll show you a big illegal timber bust by the Forestry Department, and we'll explore why fast food chains so common in the Caribbean and Central America have found no footing in Belize. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Indian restaurant located at 148 Newton Barracks Road in Belize City, saying great authentic Indian cuisine. More space, a VIP area, and better ambience. Visit them at their new location or place your order via WhatsApp to 614-667. Restaurant. Come enjoy a true Indian experience.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Want all the postpaid perks without the commitment? Now you can with smart supercharged prepaid plans. All the talk, text, and data you need. No contracts, no hassle. Pay upfront for your package and enjoy total freedom. No commitments. Just simple, flexible plans that fit your life. Pick your power, Core, Edge, or Prime. Prepaid plans, ready when you ready. Commit to no commitments and get yours today. Dial 7526 or star 100 pound key, use the Smart app, or visit a Gimme Dollar agent to purchase today. Smart, bringing people together.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank. Building the future together.
The next time you are passing creative marketing at 146 corner of East Collette Canal and Alenby, don't be shy. Come on in.
Welcome to Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
We offer services like graphic designs for logos or banners or any other special request. Get designs printed on t-shirts for sporting events, special events like birthdays, or for your business. Get your polos or dress shirts officially embroidered with logos or business names. For special requests, our sewing department can get you fixed up with custom preferences. Our in-house name brands like Eliani's collection produces uniform dress shirts and blouses. For work or school, our Z-Tech Sportswear produces fisherman shirts and dry fit polos for males or females. Ask about other items. In other departments, we produce customized banners and fin feathers. At Creative Marketing, there's so much more. So next time you're in need, come take a look. Call us at 207-2023, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Creative Marketing, where everything is possible.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years. Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Are you still circling around the city, searching high and low for a parking spot? Stop wasting time, energy, and, most importantly, costly fuel. Bring your ride to the Downtown Plaza parking lot and park your baby in a safe, dedicated space. No need to risk parking on the streets where your baby can be scratched, dented, or bumped. Downtown Plaza parking lot offers safe, easy, and convenient parking right in the heart of the city. Just head to Albert Street, make a right turn on Bishop Street, and you are there in a secure, worry-free environment. Imagine the peace of mind knowing your car is in a safe spot while you enjoy your day. So, don't delay. Park with confidence at the Downtown Plaza parking lot, where convenience meets safety and peace of mind is guaranteed.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
An illegal logging operation was busted in the southwest section of the Maya Forest Corridor, also known as the Manatee Forest Reserve, and the Forest Department has charged 4 persons. They were caught on Saturday while the Wildlife Conservation Society rangers were on patrol and came across the active illegal logging site, which had a variety of illegal extracted hardwoods. The 4 persons, all from Cotton Tree, are Weldon Mass, Jesus Mas, Naomi Perez, and Everardo Mas, and they were found in possession of approximately 112 pieces of mahogany and 85 pieces of samwood lumber of various dimensions without any valid permits. 2 vehicles loaded with forest produce were also seized. In a release issued today, it adds that an interagency follow-up reconnaissance by the Forest Department, the Foundation for Wildlife Conservation, Monkey Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, and WCS on November 3rd of 2025 recovered an additional 30 pieces of mahogany lumber from the surrounding forested area. The Forest Department reminds the public that it is illegal to cut or harvest lumber or any other forest produce without a permit. A Belize City construction worker was charged with 2 counts of theft for stealing his ex-girlfriend's underwear. He is 32-year-old Michael Martinez. According to reports, Martinez stole his ex's underwear with the intent to perform witchcraft on her. The incident occurred on Thursday, October 30th, just after 5 p.m. His ex, Keisha Petillo, told police that she had left her home with clothes on the clothesline, and when she returned, she caught Martinez removing her clothes, and he dashed off on a bicycle. Upon making checks, Petillo says she realized 2 pieces of her underwear were missing. Petillo claims that Martinez then proceeded to call her and tell her that, yes, he stole her underwear and would use it to perform obia on her. Martinez appeared in court today unrepresented and pleaded guilty to panty theft. He was fined $505 and was allowed to leave court after he paid $200 forthwith. This is Martinez's 15th criminal conviction. If you're looking for a way to stretch your dollar, you may soon want to consider switching flour brands from La Gitana or Bebe Agua to a new entrant into the market, Mana. Made by the Caribbean Organic Foodstuff Company, which is also home to the Caribbean Brewery and Mine Bear, the company is now producing flour. It's under the same name as their locally made ramen noodles, and they say that since they've started importing the wheat through the Big Creek port, they will be able to lower their prices. The public relations rep told us more via Zoom.
It was practical to truck the wheat from Big Creek, although it's a longer distance than the Belize City port, because the facility could accommodate more than 1 trucks at the discharge point, and that gave us easier access to the ship and a faster discharge time. So that was why the decision was taken, because we know that wheat has been brought to the Belize City port from time to time by ADM, but that takes a little while. You know, it takes several days to a week before it can be discharged. So we actually did that in 3 days and trucked all the way to Carmelita, the entire 7,500 metric tons of wheat. So we believe it was a wise decision to go through the Big Creek port. It was far more efficient for us. By bringing it by bulk allows us a little more leeway with respect to pricing. So it will allow Caribbean Organic Foodstuff to give our customers more fair prices on flour, cheaper than is currently accessed in the market. No, we are also producers of mana noodles, and we will be producing biscuits shortly. So these are products that we will be using our flour for. So we will be using it, and we will also be providing it for the market. We have it under our brand name Mana, and it's available in most shops. We have distributors countrywide. In Belize City, for example, you can access it through DK Supermarket and also through Maria Chang. The flour that you can access at the shops, at the retailer, will already come prepackaged in 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 2, 3, and 5 pounds packs, plastic packs, very attractively packaged, so that it helps to reduce the health risks involved in bagging these 100-pound sacks at the shops. Our product will be a quality product. It's something that we urge and we ask the public to try. And you make your decision. At the end of the day, you will decide which flour is the better flour, and that's the beauty about competition, and that's the beauty about having multiple sources or where you can access your products. You decide which one you want, which one you love.
Caribbean Organic Foodstuff Company will soon be embarking on production of canola oil as well, with imported canola. We've seen the catastrophic effects of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, and tonight the death toll has risen to 32. The effect of the storm will take years to recover from, and it may end up being felt all the way in Belize, mainly in increased insurance premiums. And that's because Belize, Jamaica, and other Caribbean nations are backed by these same global insurers. And when one country takes a major hit, well, it has a ripple effect on premiums across the region. RF&G's Managing Director Andrew Rowe told us Melissa was an eye-opener.
So from an insurance point of view, it is an eye-opener. We don't get many opportunities to see losses of this scale and magnitude, especially in the Caribbean. But we have never seen, at least not in modern history, a Cat 5 with such extensive and powerful winds go into another Caribbean country, where it's important to realize that although insurance companies are there and there's people have insurance, the majority do not. It's a feature of the insurance market in the region that insurance penetration, meaning how many households, businesses, etc., have insurance, is very low. Now in the Caribbean, there's only a handful of companies, global companies, that do business with the Caribbean insurance industry, which means that who RF&G reinsures with is going to be the same, or at least a few of the same companies that all of those insurance companies in Jamaica are reinsuring with. So now coming back to your point, what's the ripple effect? The ripple effect is that these reinsurance companies see and are paying substantial losses in Jamaica and will continue to do so for a little while. And if those losses exceed what they might have predicted is reasonable or what they have priced for, premiums have to go up. And when premiums go up, it's not just Jamaica who's going to pay more, it's going to be the entire Caribbean region.
Because we're in the same insurance pool, it has a directly proportional relationship to what happens to insurance rates here in Belize.
Yes, and it did happen in 2017. There was 3 major hurricanes impacted the Caribbean. It was Harvey, Irma, and Maria. All of those had an impact on the reinsurance industry. Rates moved up slightly afterwards. The initial projections of what Hurricane Melissa, or what's coming out of Hurricane Melissa from an insurance point of view, is that the insurance impact is probably going to be, it'll be sizable, but not anything that the insurance industry cannot withstand, and certainly not something that will drive rates up tremendously in a short period of time. That being because of where it made landfall, and I already explained that the insurance penetration is very low, and we're not seeing that there's going to be huge payouts. Now, had Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Kingston, totally different story. That same level of catastrophe would have been laid down on Kingston, and that would have been a much larger loss that we would have had to contend with.
Rowe also noted that with an event like this, some global insurers who have small shares in Caribbean insurance will back out, which could also drive up prices. Rowe also discussed the CRIF payout to Jamaica. That's the sovereign insurance that Belize and other Caribbean countries have, and the company will make a record payout of US $70.8 million to the government of Jamaica following the passage of Melissa. Rowe said it's a lot, but it's only a fraction of what the island may need.
Now, what Jamaica will be receiving out of CRIF is somewhere around $70 million US out of this insurance facility. In addition, Jamaica took the decision to work with the World Bank and purchase a catastrophe bond. Same concept, risk transfer mechanism, that will deliver $150 million to Jamaica to support the recovery efforts. The Jamaican government decides how to spend these funds. That might sound like a lot of money, but the projections are massive for this loss. The ranges are very far apart at this point because it's so early. You're hearing everything from 2 billion US dollars to 15 billion US dollars in economic losses. 150 plus 70 is not going to move the needle very much, but it's better than nothing. At least the government has money to get started with infrastructural improvements, making sure people are fed, making sure roads are cleared, making sure that they can help people begin moving forward with getting their lives back on track.
In addition to the tropical cyclone payout, the government of Jamaica is expected to receive a second payout under its excess rainfall policy, pending final model calculations. Yesterday, you heard the Minister of Education say that the missing monies that the BNTU has reported is just a case of miscommunication. Well, last night, the BNTU President Nadia Kalis took to social media to say that somebody misrepresented the situation when he was being briefed. Kalis explained that while there are teachers who have not gotten their salary for some months, many more teachers have reported that money has been deducted from their salary. Minister Oscar Kenya explained yesterday that they were given advances of their allowances and were expected to pay back. He said that the teachers were probably just not informed properly. But according to Kalis, that wasn't the deal at all.
First of all, I have to make it known that while majority of the teachers were paid, we still had teachers who were not paid in September, who were not paid in October, and for some of them, they haven't seen their vacation pay at all. So they did not get the July, the June, the September, the October. No lies, no exaggeration. I don't know where my dear minister got his facts from, because I am shocked. I'm irritated, as a matter of fact. For us now, nationally, globally to be exact, to be told that your increment, your outstanding allowances was an advance. When the minister, our ministers of government, there's a reason I'm not calling any name right now, you know, came out and said the teachers will be given their increment before the 31st, before the 31st of December. That came from them. The BNTU negotiating team did not go into any meeting agreeing to you all getting any advance in December. The conversation was about you all getting your outstanding increments and allowances. Now, somebody messed up along the way. Somebody lied along the way. Somebody lied to the minister along the way. Somebody shift this whole thing. We met with the Ministry of Education senior management team, including the minister, on the 17th of December. In that meeting, we brought to their attention the fact that taxes will not be deducted if they go through the managements. They responded that they have worked all of that out. Later on, we found out that was not so. They explained to us that they will have to withhold some of it back from the teachers in January and February. When they explained that to us, we explained that to you all. But I am very unhappy with the fact that they chose not to share that with the BNTU. They chose not to share that with you. But now they're out there publicly calling this in advance. So I call up all the media houses. Go pull up your clippings and see what they said back then. And some teachers, they're seeing multiple deductions. Something wrong.
And the teachers are outraged at these surprise deductions. One teacher told us off record that over $1,300 was deducted, about half of his salary, meaning he is unable to pay his utility bills at this time. Another teacher, Rose Avila, said that if the government was going to take it back, well, they shouldn't have given it in the first place. She's also concerned about the fact that it's classified as a miscellaneous deduction. She spoke to us this evening via Zoom.
I had issue with my deductions because last year I personally got $338 from my management. And in it clearly states increment. And then this year, this was last month, September, I noticed a miscellaneous deduction of $338. So I was confused because I believe that as employee or of the management or in at large of this government, we should, or I should know exactly where my salary is going. There should be nothing on my payslip that says miscellaneous. Miscellaneous can be anything and go anywhere. That's not right. And then before the deduction happened, nobody actually gave me a heads up to say, oh, Miss Avila, well, we're going to take back the $300 and the $38 that we gave you in December. First of all, that wasn't communicated to me personally. I can speak on my behalf. And I know a lot of my colleagues also went through the same thing. Nobody said, okay, we will give you this $338 and then we will take it back. If it says increment, isn't increment something that I have already earned? So then why take it back from me then? That I'm just concerned and I'm a bit confused. And the worst part that didn't sit well with me was the part that, like I said, that was labeled miscellaneous. This is my salary. Every single penny of my salary should be properly labeled in terms of deductions. Miscellaneous does not sit right with me, so I need an explanation for that. Did we ask for the advance? Did we ask for why give us something if you were going to give us an advance? First of all, let us agree whether or not we want an advance, because we didn't ask for an advance. Personally, I, Mrs. Avila, did not ask for an advance. So then, if it was an advance, then that should have been communicated with us. So we decide, even if you all want to give it to us, then we decide whether or not we're going to touch it or just leave it there. You understand? Because when you just come and deduct that much out of our salary, I mean, you don't know the impact that you put on us. You don't know our budget. So you can't just be taking out that much. Communicate with us. All right, teachers, we gave you this as an advance that we did not know about, and then or that was not communicated with us, but we will take it back from you. Let us know so that maybe we can leave your little advance there, so when you're ready for it, you can take it back. Personally, why give us something that you will take back? It's so fortunate in my part that I have children who assist me. But if this had happened to me some years ago when my children were still young, that would have affected me so badly. I would have lost utilities. Maybe I would have gotten kicked out of people's homes. You understand? I mean, at the end of the day, you cannot do that, man. And I know that there are teachers out there who definitely got affected badly because of this, without a doubt. Because all of us start at a point where we're just teachers. We're not millionaires. We're not CEOs. So we don't have it like that.
Avila says the union is working very closely with them to resolve the matter. Belize is known for its cultural diverse food, and most of it is affordable. Whether you get it off a street corner or food stall, there's always something affordable to be had, even if it's $2 tacos. And while there are many options, there's one thing you don't see at all, and that's global fast food chains. Today, we explored why Belize doesn't have its own Burger King, McDonald's, or Subway by consulting with a local staple, Chun San Palace. Jomari Lanza has this story.
If you're craving fast food in Belize, your typical McDonald's, Burger King, or Subway, you would need your passport to get to the nearest franchise, which is in Chetumal, Quintana Roo, or depending on where you live, Flores Petén. And it turns out, unlike all other Caribbean or Central American countries, Belize is the only one that does not have a flagship fast food chain. With a population of only 117, Grenada has multiple fast food chain franchises. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has only 100,000 citizens, and it is still home to familiar favorites like KFC. Belize has 5 times that population, but no fast food chain. On a recent trip to Honduras, I was asked if we don't have these options, then what fast food do we eat? I told them we have our local favorites, mostly Chinese food, and for city residents, that's Chun San.
Yes, Chun San is more about casual dining, delivery dining, takeout. We do a little bit of everything right here. Most of our foods, if not most of all our foods, are cooked to order. So that's why sometimes there's a little bit longer wait time. So I wouldn't call Chun San per se like fast food, but it's fresh food. Fresh food cooked immediately.
But the Chun San experience is part of a broader national picture, and a food marketplace that perhaps defies the logic of transnationals.
In Belize, on every street you could get food in Belize. Literally every street you could get food, snacks, fast food, your barbecue, your rice and beans, meat pies, burritos, pupusas, fried chicken. Literally all over Belize. On literally every street you could get it. So that level of competition is very stiff. And for a franchise to come to Belize, they come to new waters. Belizean water is very different, just like Chonsan, Chinese food is very different than over the world or in the US especially. So our style of cooking is the Belizean style Chinese food. It's just like, for example, I guess the garnaches or the panades, a lot of stuff are very unique to Belize. So I believe that the competition is very stiff for outsiders. And if there's not a huge enough market, they don't come to waste their time.
So aside from a saturated food and restaurant market, what's stopping these big American food chain franchises from coming to Belize? Chang says they would not be able to handle the competition.
I believe there's a couple of factors to that. Population definitely is one. Level of competition. Competition in Belize is very stiff, you know. If there wasn't so many different stores, snack shops, supermarkets around, the prices of all goods would go up. But because of the level of competition, all the prices of goods are down. If we omit maybe let's say half of the amount of stores or shops, supermarkets around, then you will see the gradual increase because there's less competition.
But in the 70s, there was a KFC in downtown Belize City, in the Abdo building, right in front of the old Belize market, beside Augusto Kwan. And then in 2003, Subway opened up, but neither survived and both closed their doors in a few years. Still, there is always the possibility that some global chain could return if the economics are right. Chang says the competition would be interesting.
I would not be concerned. I actually probably would love it. I mean, competition makes everything better in this world. Competition. I believe KFC was here, I think about 40 years ago. I think it was at downtown. It did work. We have our definitely own blend of flavor and taste. We have customers that buy our fried chicken or sweet and sour chicken or any food that they like to take to the States for families because they want a taste of Belize. So I wouldn't be worried about it. We have our own market, they will have their own market. Belize is a gem on its own, different from most of all Caribbean countries. When you come to Belize, you eat Belizean food. You don't have the generic like Subway, KFC, Taco Bell, Applebee's or those stuff there. You come to the local restaurants. You have like Marga's, you have like Chonsan, you have Kiktong, you have Atlantic, you have Midtown. You have a lot of different restaurants all over the place, and all of them cater to different clienteles. So I believe tourists come here to try something different. If I travel, I don't want to eat steak and burgers when I go to the States. I want to find something different. You know, I want to find maybe something a little bit more exquisite, more local to where I'm traveling.
But whether you prefer the tastes Belize has to offer as opposed to highly processed chain food, like any business venture, Chang says there are always pros and cons to opening a KFC, a Subway, or any chain restaurant for that matter in our little jewel.
That could be a double-edged sword. with competition, it makes things cheaper. But also, when a foreign company comes to Belize, or if they get any perks to come to Belize, then it's a disadvantage to us as local businesses. We live, eat, sleep Belize. These guys just come to Belize and set up shop and make their money and send it back to their corporate headquarters. While Belizean business, it stays here in Belize and it intermingles with the Belize economy. So if you're taking on a little bit every month or every year and goes back to corporate headquarters, then we prefer the money to stay in Belize.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
We reached out to the executive director of Bell Trade, Ishmael Curios, for a comment. He is on duty leave, but he told us via text that it, quote, boils down to the economics of it in terms of the price point and cost of compliance with standards, along with the cost of imported inputs, which makes it uncompetitive given the small domestic population size, end quote. He adds, though, that it's, quote, A point of pride to simply be different from other destinations that are more globalized. It's an area of the city that's been much in the news recently with the controversy over the ownership of the hangar land. Well, last night police had to respond after the sound of close to a dozen gunshots were heard. Multiple mobiles went out to the area and searched cars that were parked there, and it blew up in neighborhood chat groups. But they found no suspects and no expended shells. Police told us that the shots may have come from the sea. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll ask the outgoing city administrator about his incoming replacement. And CSI Belize will show you how police and forensic technicians are receiving training in reconstructing crime scenes. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m. en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor. Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
There was drama in the pageant world after several Miss Universe contestants walked out of the shashing ceremony today after Miss Mexico was reportedly disrespected by the Thai pageant director. Our Miss Belize Isabella Zabani joined the walkout, leading to concerns of whether it would affect her place in the competition. Earlier today, the Miss Universe Belize Foundation issued a release stating that they have been in constant communication with her and that they support her decision. The Miss Universe organization has also issued a statement confirming that a high-level delegation, led by the Chief Executive Officer Mario Bocario, is en route to Thailand to mediate the dispute. All scheduled events and pageant activities will continue as planned. Albert Vaughn left the city administrator post after only 7 months. Friday was his last day at work as he completed the handover to Dr. Candice Spitz, who was part of the PUP council elected in 2018. So she's been in the council before, but can she manage this difficult administrative post? Vaughn gave her a rave review.
Actually, this morning when I wake up and I realize that I am no longer the city administrator, I'm a kind of dull, Jules, because, you know, that place there keep you going, right? You are right, no texts, no messages, no, you know, it was quite easy. It was one of the easiest morning I had this morning. And of course, I miss the place. Sad to say, but I really miss the place. But I have to move on.
What was the handing over like with your successor? Was there sufficient time to hand over?
Yeah, and I have confidence that Candice will do an excellent job. We had the whole October to do that. We've been visiting projects. We've been looking at the whole structure, both administration right down, and I am positive sure that she will do a very good job in that driver's seat.
You were able to relate. Yeah. You are a soldier. You can relate with everyday people. Yeah. Dr. Candice is a doctor, a PhD. Does she have the same common touch?
During our transition, I have seen her in action. She has been a part of what I do there at City Hall. I get her very, very involved, and so I can see that passion, that same passion that I have. She's a politician. Don't forget, she's a politician, and that is what the core of a politician. It's people first, and as what we say there in City Council, it's all about the people. Yes, and it has to come down to these common people, these people who are the real people who deal with there.
Cattle ranching continues to be a problem in areas such as the Chiquibull Forest, and while the Friends for Conservation and Development are out there consistently, it only takes a small break for Guatemalan ranchers to start setting up fences and livestock. According to the executive director, the Guatemalans have already passed the 1-kilometer adjacency zone, and the activities continue to increase. He told us more on Sun Up on 7 this morning.
In terms of cattle ranching, it hasn't really been actually, jumping so high in terms of the numbers, but it is still really a steadily, increase that has been occurring, has been occurring. So if we look over the last 2 years, we might be looking at, 200 acres or so of an increase. And so we are still looking at, in terms of the extent along the area, there are some areas that are beyond the 1 kilometer. So they might be passing already into a 1.5 in terms of that kilometer. So we are still seeing an increase in the area there. And of course, it's not only in the Chiquibull. We also have in the Vaca Forest Reserve, which is also, cattle ranching occurring, and in some parts in the Columbia River.
I must say that the Belize Defense Force, they have been working really hard, especially last year and this year, at reducing that. And I think that is one of the things that has kept it low, because otherwise, they'll just people just take the land, right, or put their cattle in there. But we've been working really hard, along with the BDF, So the interventions we do is we fly over, we identify the areas, and then a planning is done. That's usually with the BDF. An operation will go in there and we'll cut the fences, right? Cut the fences, and then they like I said, the people know they are in Belize, so they will come and they take their cattle. Maybe 2 weeks later, come back, they have built back their fence.
Wow.
So I think is a thing of a constant work, battle, whatever you want to call it. But it requires different types of intervention, education, and also from the Guatemalan side, there needs to be a sort of their own intervention as to discourage this. But I cannot say, but as if they are rather encouraged than discouraged to put their cattle in the national park.
The FCD has completed its yearly activities, which will be compiled into an annual report that will be presented at its AGM on December 6th. No matter what, it was a groundbreaking, dramatic, original show in Belize which premiered 2 decades ago. Well, now to celebrate the show's 20th anniversary, the creator is bringing back 5 episodes from season 1. It will air for 5 weeks on Channel 7, and the original creator, Denver Fairweather, told us why it's still an enjoyable watch.
This November 2025 marks 20 years since the launch of Belize's first and only, as far as I can recall, drama series, No Matter What, which was well received and well loved and followed for 4 years now. We did 4 seasons from November 2005. We did season 2 in 2006, season 3 in 2008, and season 4 in 2010. Over the years, people have met me and have asked when we'll bring back the show. And the director brought to my attention last year that this year is our 20th anniversary. And he asked if we could try to do something to commemorate it, no? So I approached the actors and I approached some sponsors, including Niche and Bliss. And so we're having a 20th anniversary event on November 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Bliss, where we'll be doing some interaction with the public. We'll have the director, the actors, the writers there, and we'll be showing some movie versions of season 1, 3, and 4, as well as some other live presentations, and have an opportunity for the fans of the show to meet with the actors 20 years later. Well, No Matter What is a dramatic TV series. It actually covers a family that had from teenagers all the way up to a grandmother, and they had their own friends and associates that they interacted with. And what we did was, during the show, it was entertainment, it was like a family drama, but it also covered social issues, and it showed the negative consequences of certain actions and positive outcomes of other actions. Because the objective was not just to entertain, but also to have a positive social impact. And so it's a very entertaining show. It has, and younger people watching it now could see some of the things that happened back then still happen now. And to introduce the new generation to the show, we're going to be doing encore presentation of season 1. Starting tonight after the news on Channel 7. And it'll run for 5 weeks from this week on to the first week in December. And so the younger generation can get familiar with the show. And for those, the parents and those who love the show and would like to see it again, it's a perfect opportunity to see it again. And for those who are avid fans of the show, come out to the Bliss on November the 15th, 7 to 10 p.m. to see movie versions of the show and interact with the cast. What we'd like the audience to know and fans of the show to know is that their support for the official mediums, like the encore presentation, viewing the encore presentation, coming out to the live event. And we are going to be putting an official stream available online for paid downloads and preview and viewing in December. Support of those mediums will support the reboot of the show. And I'm doing future seasons of the show.
The show launches on the 14th of this month. The UN Regional Center for Peace, Disarmament and Development held a shooting incident reconstruction course from October 27th to the 31st. The goal is to strengthen the capacities of police officers and forensic technicians in investigating firearm-related crimes. Press officer for the Ministry of Home Affairs, Jose Sanchez, has this story.
Police officers, technicians from the National Forensic Science Service, and one BDF soldier took part in a shooting incident reconstruction.
Forensic team up! Now, as you know, again, all of this is made possible thanks to the support of the United States government, who is the one who is generously funding this activity under the Caribbean Firearms Roadmap that Belize has signed on to. You also know about the Central American and Dominican Republic Firearms Roadmap that Belize is also a part of.
The continuous training of these professionals is paramount. Shots were fired through the front of the windshield, from the side to graze it, and other variations which had the class absorb in learning. Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries Karim Musa also took a shot during the training.
I know that over the last few days you have benefited greatly from the theoretical aspect of this training. And so I want to acknowledge and thank Mr. Francis, Ms. Melissa, Mr. Frank, and the entire team at UN LIREC, as well as the U.S. Embassy and the Firearms Roadmap. As you know, whenever we are assessing a crime scene, and especially in Belize and the Caribbean, it is usually as a result of gun violence. It has been perhaps the largest obstacle issue that we have faced as a nation over the last few years. Occasionally you do have stabbings and that sort of thing, but by far, gun violence has plagued us so much over the last few decades, and it is only getting more, primarily because of the trafficking through our very porous borders. And so this session right now, this training session, will go a very long way in training our personnel to determine the angle at which a particular weapon was fired. It certainly, like Mr. Jones has said, will help you in determining whether it was a murder, whether it's a suicide. And so there are so many aspects to this training that I'm sure you have benefited from over the last few days and will be able to now apply it in your profession as the days go by.
Certificates were given to individual participants upon completion of the training.
Grasp as much as you can, suck up and squeeze out the instructor so that you'll get the maximum. But importantly, practice, practice, practice after this, because if we get all this knowledge and we don't put it to use, and maybe some sensitize as well our colleagues who are not here, this certainly will give maximum effect for the training that we're undertaking this week.
Today out on the range, what we're doing is the practical application of what we did for the last 3 days in class, shooting incident reconstruction. So we're taking the skill sets, doing trajectory rods, measuring angles, incident angles. And what I mean by that is, where was the shooter standing? Or the approximate area of where they were standing, what kind of damage takes place, how to look at that damage, how to interpret it by using all the evidence that is around you, obvious and not so obvious. Sharing with the investigators how to look for that not so obvious evidence. And so what we do is we are shooting up a vehicle, we are shooting up targets that replicate building materials, windows, doors, exterior panels, and then even interior building materials. So that when the investigators come in and they look at it, they're able to take the skills that they've been taught in the classroom and apply it in the field. So today, for example, we're shooting through windshields. And when you shoot into a vehicle, because of the angle of the windshield, the bullet that passes through carries out some unique characteristics. And we want the investigators to be able to follow the path.
This week has been a very interesting week. Other than learning the theory and doing the practical part of it, we have increased our knowledge and skills. Example here, we have 3 trajectory rods along with the centering cone, and we have 2 techniques here. We have the laser, which is very good for long distances, but for visibility purpose, sometimes it might pose a challenge, unlike this thread, which is clearly visible, right? But the problem with the thread, if you notice, it would tend to sag. So that's each one has its advantage. The laser does not sag, right? But the thread does. So we have different techniques. We can also calculate and measure the width and the height of this bullet hole, and using our everyday calculators, we can get the angle of incidence or impact. We went out there, we saw different weapons being fired at different surfaces and different angles. So we were able to inspect those angles and be able to become more aware of when we see an impact on any vehicle or wooden house or a zinc roof, we can have a better idea where the shooter was.
This knowledge gained during the professional development program will aid in bringing justice to the families and victims and let them understand what happened while aiding with the investigation. Jose Sanchez reporting.
And that's our newscast for tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Indra Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook or YouTube pages. Have a pleasant evening and join me back here tomorrow at 6.